Hi, I'm Hamish and I will teach you to be happy. Today, we're looking at the art of building happiness. Why would we need to do this? Well, I've observed that more people are disappointed and unhappy than ever. Lots of obesity, lots of depression, lots of those kinds of problems. And I just don't think that it's necessary. I think we can do better as a society. And it turns out that we have the capacity to be happy despite the difficulties that are going on in our lives. We can actually have a sense of fulfillment. We can actually find value in our problems. We can actually find value in exercising our mind, our body, our heart, and we can actually be happy in growth. We can be happy if we choose to be. And what we're going to do is we're going to discern very quickly that this isn't an affirmation-based kind of practice where we're trying to lie to ourselves and convince ourselves that, yay, I'm happy even though I'm financially stuck, or I feel bad about my personal image, or I feel overweight and unloved, or emotional insecurities that I have from my childhood. We're not going to dismiss that these are real world problems that we have. What we're going to do is we're going to create a sense of happiness amidst all of that so that we actually can cultivate a great regulated nervous system, which is the bedrock for creating change and moving forward through these problems, and emotional resilience along the way. Who's up for that? Exactly. So what is happiness? Let's define what happiness is. It's a sensation that we feel when we're connected to our body in a positive way, when we're connected to the things that we do in a positive way, when we're connected to the people around us and the activities that we participate in. That sense of happiness is a true state of being that we all deserve to be in. So there's a lot of people, they're feeling lonely. They want to be connected with other people, but they don't know how to get there because they don't feel good in who they are. Would those people benefit from a sense of happiness? Yes, they would. What about people who are struggling professionally? I definitely meet that criteria because I've spent a lot of time in the one industry and it's like a revolving door that never seems to end. Getting stuck anywhere in life can really knock the wind out of your sail. It can make you feel worthless, it can make you feel helpless, it can lead to really bad things like suicidal ideology and depression. So happiness to me is a great antidote. But the thing is, it's not a fake sense of happiness. It's not semantics. It's not trying to lie to our subconscious so that we can just get through the day. This is about rewiring the way that the nervous system feels so that you can actually experience true happiness. And as a result of experiencing that true happiness, you can bring the hope, you can bring the determination, the motivation to go out and conquer those fears, those doubts, and those physical world challenges, and have the happiness, not just on the outside, but on the inside. Now, how do we get to that place? Well, we often live in our minds. That's where all of the thinking, the processing, all of the experiences happen, correct? Well, what about this? You also have a body, and of course, it might sound silly to point that out, but why I point it out is because your body, in fact, has lots of different sensory networks going on, and it's sensing and picking up different stimulus in your environment, both on the inside and on the outside of your body. When we don't feel so good, there's a big amount of disconnect between the mind, the emotions, and the body. And we're going to bring all of them back together through the process we'll explain very shortly, so that you feel connected to you and that you don't feel like there's a lack in your life. Never-ending problems, never-ending being blocked and stuck. When you have the ability, which we'll go into, to create the state of happiness, you will feel like there's a level of certainty that you didn't have before. So initially, when you're not feeling great for a long period of time, you may be feeling a little bit anxious or mildly depressed or even, really sad about life. What you're doing is you're replaying sensations from experiences that have happened in the past. And you're bringing it to the present. And that's what I mean when I talk about the disconnect between you and as a mind and an emotion, and your body. Your body's here in the present moment, but your emotional and mental understanding of what's happening is way back in the past. That disconnection is very difficult to traverse because it's automatic. It happens by itself. And what we're going to do is bring a certain level of active conscious awareness and action to that disconnection. We're going to bring things actively back together so that we feel whole despite these problems being around, and then we actually can feel the sensation of happiness and go out there with a certain level of certainty and confidence to go and break down those blocks, to go and tackle those fears, to go and remove the anxiety, to go and hit the targets that you happen to want to hit. The state of being when you're in a problem state is catastrophic to progress. It doesn't bring about success. It only seems to bring about negativity, gloom and doom, these kinds of things. Who resonates with that? Now, you might, on the other hand, be listening to this, and you might be thinking, that's great for you, Hamish. What would you know about bringing happiness into your life? You're here making videos on YouTube, and everything looks pretty and beautiful. What have you gone through that brings you to that idea that you can cultivate happiness on command? Well, I'll tell you this. I had an interesting childhood filled with lots of joy and happiness, lots of sports, lots of culture. I seemingly had it all on paper. But here was the thing, I didn't really fit the life that I was living. Sure, I had lots of cool experiences, but I never really felt like I belonged. So there was a disconnect between my emotional and mental state and where I was physically. So I too was living that disconnected state of being. And as a result, I really never felt the support that I really wanted, that we all want and that we all deserve in order to feel the wholeness that connects the mind, the emotions, and the body. Then, of course, I continued to live in this disconnected way for a really long time, met someone, got married, got divorced, and then things got really chaotic. The body started to really push back, and I felt the anxiety. I felt the physical fatigue, the burnout, the chaos inside, the emotional disruption. And even then, it took a number of years to come all the way to the truth. The truth is, choosing the right state of being to live life through breeds a certain level of regulation, which equals stability at the nervous system level, which then allows me to feel whole and content and safe and go out there and put myself in vulnerable positions, but in a safe manner, to go and live my life the way that I viewed it. Why was that so hard to do? Because when you live in a chaotic state, you can't see the hope, you can't see the help, you can't see and feel the truth. And it's very difficult at times when you're feeling all alone, like there's no one or nothing that can help you to get out of this state of being. Not to mention, I didn't even know that there were different states of being to be in, and that, of course, was another problem that I needed to get over. Fast forward around 10 years. Now I've found a formula that works incredibly well. And it's built on these principles of creating a state of being change. One where you go from a lower vibration, one which is filled with pain and disappointment and discomfort and uncertainty, bringing it up into a certain level of certainty and comfort, but yet still encompasses a certain level of risk because we're going to do new things. And believe it or not, a lot of the time people stay in their comfort zone because it's familiar, albeit very negative and very harsh and not very progressive, but they stay in that zone because it's familiar. And what we're going to do today is we're going to allow the body and the nervous system to move into a higher state of being, to a more conscious state of awareness about how to change your body's energy, so that you can feel safe, secure, and then rewrite your future. We're going to change the way that you feel, change the thoughts that become as a result of changing the way that you feel, and then change the actions that will then become as a result of those first two. Sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not, and it's very, very simple. And I'd love to take you through that right now. So as we understand it, if we're lacking that happiness, the first thing I'd like you to do is assess, where are you right now? What's your state of being right now? Are you feeling agitated? Are you feeling annoyed? Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling fed up? Are you feeling stuck? What is it? Just understand where you're at in that regard. And in order to do this, you have to start to think about your thinking. What is it that you actually think about? Are you the kind of person who complains a lot, who tends to fight and complain with other people or compete for things that are quite trivial? Or are you the kind of individual who just speaks negatively about yourself? Are you the kind of person that can never see the good in yourself, can never look in the mirror and admire the small points of beauty, or even the truth that's ringing out, which is you are a great, beautiful, sentient being sent here to earth to have a great spiritual and physical human experience for the concept of experiencing growth in this life? Or are you the kind of person that doesn't really know what's going on, still trying to feel it out, but still knows that there's more out there and it just quite isn't understanding how to get there? Well, we're going to create that today. And when you do understand where you're at, then you can start to really get in tune with the mechanisms in your mind, in your emotions, in your body that are actually limiting your ability to create that happiness. Why that's so important is because when you sit down to tackle a problem, like maybe you're a little bit overweight and you want to lose that weight, you're actually not looking at losing weight as the primary mechanism for that particular target. You're actually looking at an identity challenge. At the moment, might be slightly overweight, which means you've aligned with the actions, behaviors, and the beliefs that get you to that point. You've become the individual mentally, emotionally, and physically that aligns with those energies and those actions. What you'd like to do is to become the person who might be 10 kilos lighter. That means you've got to align yourself with someone who enjoys fitness, enjoys difficult physical challenges, enjoys eating well, enjoys cooking foods that produce those results. Someone who also enjoys drinking good quality water, going to sleep, and protecting the nervous system from excessive stress. So as you can see, there's a vast difference in the default of the value systems from those two types of people. The same can be said about anything. It can be said about finances, interpersonal relationships, fitness, anything you can think of. There's going to be a deficiency in the value system built into your identity versus the person that you become on the way to having the physical world attributes that go with that identity. So make sure while you're watching this video to take note of what the steps are. The very first step is you want to understand your baseline. What do you think and feel regularly? What kind of emotions do you currently experience regularly? And what makes them happen? Of course, there's not going to be all good or all bad. It's going to be a mixture of those things. You want to understand those things because in the future, as you grow and move, the things that are already existing in your pre-existing automatic way of doing things, they're going to get in the way. And you want to understand what it is that's limiting your capacity to take action. People often say, yeah, I want to go out there and I want to get a new job or I want to get fit. And then they do it for a little while, but then they drop off. And that's because they haven't rewritten the code, they haven't rewritten their identity, and therefore they just go back to what they do normally, which is their default. The default state of being will always be the one that comes back into play when the challenge becomes too difficult or it meets a certain threshold. That's when things drop off. Because at the beginning of a new pursuit, it's bright, it's shiny, you're enthusiastic, and all that energy just manifests so easily and so rapidly. And of course, it becomes familiar, it becomes cumbersome and maybe boring. There's not as much motivation as there once was. And of course, there's nobody pointing a gun at your head and making you do it. So the ease at which you can possibly drop off that train is a little bit too easy. What we're gonna do is have those things written down, the things that get in your way, the things that you know for sure are hampering your progress. And then afterwards, you're gonna write down exactly what it is that you believe that you would like. Fitness, relationships, parenting, whatever it happens to be. Write those things down. And after you've written those things down, just take a moment to reflecting and start to see maybe you didn't know that these things were existing underneath it all. And that's really normal because the majority of your thoughts and feelings, they happen all by themselves. And you just happen to be the antenna for that. And you just happen to be the one who's enacting those things. But because of the beauty of neuroplasticity, yes, the ability to change the way our brain and hence our body operates, we can actually go ahead and reprogram that system so that you've got new thoughts, new feelings, new behaviors that are more aligned with the kinds of stuff that you're interested in. It makes sense, right? And that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna teach our body, our nervous system, our thoughts and our emotions to align themselves with what it is that we like. And what we're gonna do in order to do that is we're gonna change our state. And the way that we're gonna change our state is by accessing the nervous system, the subconscious mind, directly. And we're gonna do that by changing the way that we breathe. Instead of being primarily focused up in here and in the head and stuck on a loop that says, I can't, we're going to go, what is it that I want? Today, we're going to build happiness. You want to be happy, but you don't know how. And this is how it's going to happen. Right now, sit comfortably. Allow yourself to feel comfortable in the surface you're sitting on. You can lie down too if you wish. Either or, it's really good. And the first thing I want you to do is just feel the surface that you're either sitting or lying upon, and I want you to close down your eyes. I want you to breathe gently for 5 seconds in through your nose and 5 seconds out through your nose. And I want you to do that for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. In that time, what you should feel is a gentle softening of the body. No, that doesn't mean that the thoughts and feelings that you're trying to remove are going to disappear, but just a gentle softening of the body. That's step number one. When you get that softening happening, it could take longer, it could take half an hour. Please stick with it, it's well worth. You will start to tell the nervous system that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay, you're safe, and we can start to change the way that you think and feel consciously. So the body started to soften. The thoughts are sort of ruminating around a little bit. The feelings of discomfort and being uncertain are still sort of ruminating around a little bit. And that's all right. Continue to breathe gently for the 5 counts in and the 5 counts out. Feel free to change the cadence to go slightly longer and slightly shorter depending on how you naturally feel. The trend we're looking for is to feel more relaxation and more calm in both the body, in the thinking and the emotional processes. From here, I'd like you to envision a moment in time, one that either has already happened or one that you'd like to happen in the future. This moment in time, it can be several moments in time, played over whatever time frame that you want. It has to give you the picture, the vivid picture in your mind and in your heart and your body of happiness, the pinnacle of happiness. Absolute joy and happiness for you in your life. And as you do that, see vividly as you close your eyes and you started to feel the things that are going on and see the things that are going on, how happy you are doing those things. This is you having achieved or felt and created the thing that you want, the moment in time where happiness is absolutely at its peak. How long do you stay in this state for? It's up to you. I personally love 30 minutes. 30 minutes of staying in a beautiful, relaxed, nice, calm state of being, thinking about being happy and doing all the things that make me happy, hanging out with my missus, playing with my kids, delivering awesome videos, creating different reels and TikToks and newsletters and stuff like that, having a great time with friends, cooking great food that I love, all of these kinds of things, they make me feel happy. And these were the things that you wrote down at the start of this process. So that planning of writing down things and then bringing them into the mental rehearsal, the somatic rehearsal now, just makes that process so much easier. And when you stay in that state, which is basically a meditative state, and you focus on the playbook of having and doing the things that make you happy, allow your body to feel a beautiful sense of happiness. Let it wash all over you. Let right here and now the physical realm completely dissolve, and all you can feel and sense is the happiness and the moments that you're creating in your mind and your body through the breath and through the mental rehearsal. As you do this, you will start to train your nervous system to believe that these moments are real and true, because the brain has no way of discerning truth from mental rehearsal in terms of physical versus mental. It just takes whatever it is that you feel as truth. The same can be said for all the negative fabrications that happen on automatic prior to doing this kind of work. Believe it or not, the way that you remember things is kind of skewed. It is a little bit distorted. Some of the information will be deleted and some of it will be distorted and some will be generalized, because emotions are not factual. They are not 100% certain. They are a glimpse of what it was. And often emotions are expanded versus what actually happened because of the person's original state of being. So you take that original state of being, you breathe, you get in that meditative state, you start to visualize the things that you've written down in your second list. You start to feel the feelings of you doing the things and allow yourself to feel the sense of happiness wash over and through your body. Your brain starts to realize that there's a new reality that it should believe is true, and it starts to let go of the initial wiring and starts to move into the different wiring. I wish I could tell you that it's an instantaneous effect, that overnight you're going to be completely changed, but I personally haven't experienced that. Over the last year, I've committed myself to up to sometimes 6 hours a day of doing this process, doing it in 3 different ways. One being the lying or sitting down with my eyes closed, focusing on my heart and doing the mental rehearsals. The second one, having the same breathing but eyes open and sitting still. And the third one, maintaining the same breathing and maintaining the sensation of happiness and gratitude, love, and joy, whilst going about my mundane tasks throughout the day. This is a difficult thing to do, but it's worthwhile. Why would I do it? And why should you do it? Because it completely changed my emotional landscape inside. I started to stop caring about people who really didn't want to be interactive with me, the close family members or close acquaintances, and I just was able to let them go without feeling that pain. I was able to let go of parts of me that I was really holding on to. Maybe it's like a meticulous path and a process at work that I just couldn't let go of, but it created friction with other people. I was able to let go of that and have a bit more flexibility and nuance. And as a result of that, camaraderie in these areas lifted up. I was also able to let go of what people thought about me. So I make this content. Sometimes people are quite harsh and then rude, and sometimes they're really loving and nurturing. And I just realized that through this nervous system training, everyone else has got a nervous system too. Sometimes the information lands and it's beautiful and we're aligned, and sometimes it creates a real dissonance, and people don't like being triggered, and they don't like being challenged, or they don't like being made to feel stupid or wrong. And that's okay. And that's what happens when you do this kind of work. You build nervous system resilience, which is also called vagal tone. You should check that one out. And it also builds mental resilience. Who doesn't want that in their lives? Who doesn't want to feel like the king or the queen of their castle? Who doesn't want to feel like they've got control and autonomy over their life? So that simple 3-step process is a system that's been around for a really long time. It works almost every single time. And when it doesn't work, hey, at least you got a great meditation practice in and you gave yourself a chance to sit still and the option to maybe feel a bit better for today. What I'd like you to do is to follow this process in depth. Commit to it for at least the next 7 days. There are 2 times in the day, every day, when this works really well. And that is as you're just about to wake up and just about to go to sleep. And there's a hidden reason for why that is the case. And if anyone knows, feel free to drop that in the comments because I want to see if you're aware of why that might be so easy. And if you don't know, that's fine. Feel free to connect with me and I will help you understand why those 2 moments of the day are so easy. The best way to connect with me, other than a comment or a DM on social, is by an email at hello@hamishyoung.com.au. I'll put that in the comments so you guys can find it super easy. I wish you well in building happiness. I wish it was a much more complicated formula, but it's not. It's a super simple formula. It works really easily when you're able to drop in, find a moment of stillness, and give yourself that time to just be still and run through the process. Now, if you're struggling and you've tried this process for a little bit now and you really want a bit of help, I can help you work through that process. I give personalized Reiki and breathwork sessions, mental rehearsal, and high performance coaching. Feel free to hit me up through the email pinned in the comments or visit me at hamishyoung.com.au. I know you can get the happiness because if I can do it, anyone can do it. Everyone on earth has the capacity to build love and happiness into their body despite the negative things that they've either experienced or created in their past. We can forgive ourselves, we can move forward, and we can create beauty and wonderment, not just in our lives, but in the lives around us. Share this information with someone you love. Share this information with someone who you know really needs it or wants it. Put your comments for your findings in the comment section down below. And remember to breathe well and stay regulated.